Sarah drummed her fingers on the checkout counter, watching the endless stream of groceries roll past her scanner. After 15 years as a cashier at Morton's Market, the beeping of the scanner had become white noise until today. Something about customer number 127 was different. The elderly man carefully arranged his items on the belt. One banana, a single-serve soup, and a small loaf of bread. His weathered hands trembled slightly as he counted out exact change. "Just the basics today, sir?" Sarah asked, noticing how his coat seemed to hang loose on his frame. The man, Harold, according to his veteran's cap, looked up with tired eyes that carried a spark of warmth. "Since Martha passed, I'm still learning to shop for one," he replied softly. Sarah felt a familiar ache in her chest, remembering her own mother's struggle after Dad's passing last year. The parallel struck her like a physical force. That night, Sarah couldn't shake Harold from her thoughts. She pictured him eating alone at a kitchen table set for two, surrounded by decades of memories. The next morning, she arrived at work early and placed a small notebook beside her register. Each time Harold came in, she would discreetly note his purchases. Week after week, the pattern was the same: minimal portions, basic items, nothing that required real cooking. The notebook filled with evidence of loneliness. 3 months passed before Sarah gathered her courage. As Harold approached with his usual sparse selection, she took a deep breath. "My mom and I have this Sunday dinner tradition," she said, her heart pounding. "We cook way too much food. Would you like to join us?" The words hung in the air as other customers pretended not to listen. Harold's surprise melted into something else. Hope, maybe? "I wouldn't want to impose," he started, but Sarah was already writing her address on the back of his receipt. That Sunday, Harold arrived precisely on time, clutching a bouquet of supermarket flowers. Sarah's mother answered the door, and something magical happened. They recognized themselves in each other. Soon, the kitchen filled with stories of Martha's famous pot roast and Sarah's father's attempts at baking. Laughter mixed with the aroma of roasting chicken, and for the first time in months, Harold's eyes crinkled with genuine joy. The empty chairs at both their tables had found new purpose. Word spread through Morton's Market about the unlikely friendship. Other employees began noticing their own Harolds, people whose baskets told stories of solitude. Sarah's notebook evolved into a community dinner schedule, with different families hosting each week. The store manager even donated a small meeting space for what became known as Sunday Supper Club. What started as one woman's observation at Register 6 had grown into a web of connection. A year later, Sarah watched Harold teaching her mother his secret recipe for butterscotch pudding. Their Sunday gatherings had grown to include a rotating cast of characters: the young college student far from home, the recently divorced dad learning to cook, the busy nurse who worked too many holidays. Each person brought their own story, their own empty chair to fill. The simple act of sharing a meal had become something profound. Looking back, Sarah realized that true change rarely announces itself with fanfare. It sneaks in through small moments of courage: a question asked, an invitation extended, a hand reached out across a grocery store counter. Sometimes the deepest connections begin with nothing more than noticing someone's story hidden in plain sight, written in the contents of their shopping basket and the quiet dignity of their solitude. All it takes is one person willing to read between the lines.